Hello world, Alexandre Buckley here, and let's talk games. It's been a while since I've done a good old fashioned list, so I thought why not do a list. And today's list is going to be about the 5 biggest problems with mobile games. This kind of came out of the idea that I've been spending a lot of time on Apple Arcade, and it made me sort of re-evaluate mobile gaming a little bit, and I thought why not go and visit mobile gaming and explain what's wrong with mobile gaming to begin with, which is why something like Apple Arcade is being so successful at the moment. So, without any more delay, let's just crack on with the top 5 things wrong with mobile gaming. At number 5, adverts. Now I know what you're thinking, how is this not higher up on the list? Well, there are bigger problems with mobile gaming than adverts. So as annoying as adverts are, and as stupid as they are, they can't go higher on the list because there's bigger issues than this in general. And they are the worst thing that it can happen when you're playing a game for an advert to come up and say, hey, do you want to buy this game instead? Or hey, have you thought about this? Or hey, have you purchased this? Or do you want to see this? It's annoying. Now the reason it's not higher, because I've got to be fair to this, a lot of games give you the option to pay more to kind of remove adverts. So there is a way to get them ad free, so I can't really knock it higher. But you know what, that leads us wonderfully into number 4. So the 4th biggest problem with mobile games is this weird pay structure that comes with them. So if I want to play something like, I don't know, back in the day it would have been Sonic the Hedgehog before it went on Sega Forever. In fact, I actually don't know if on Sega Forever they still do this, but you could get the game for free, but it had adverts all over it, and you just kind of go, okay, fine. But then if I pay a bit more for it, then there'll be no adverts. Great. But then even though I paid for them, there's still things that I can't unlock unless I pay more for them. So there's this weird level of payments. It's like it doesn't end. It's like, why can't I just pay for the game and that be it? It's a one-time transaction. I have the content. You built the content. Let me have it. Because there must be a version of the game where it's completely clean and there's none of this crap in it before they start trying to monetize it. So before they start monetizing it, there has to be a straightforward, from start to end version of the game. And then they add these little paywalls behind it. But you know, if you're going to pay for a game, that should be it. You should have the entire thing. I've got no problem paying for a game. As long as I pay for the game, that's it. There's no more time for you to try and dig more money out of my wallet. It should end right there. So this happens a lot in mobile games, and it's one of the big reasons why the platforms never really transcended what it is, and it's just become a dumping ground because of this weird paywall thing. So yeah, paying for games that you don't actually get full access to, or weird pay structures as well. Also pricing levels are kind of all over the shop. How can you pay 99p for some games and pay up to £20 for another game? That's stupid, but whatever. Number 3, clones. So you will find that someone will create a game like, the best example I can think is Frogger. Okay, it's the simplest game, decades old. And then what happens is someone releases something like Crossy Road, and I like Crossy Road, but it's Frogger. And then on top of that, you're going to have another 2 or 3 versions of basically the exact same game. There's a lot of reasons people do this. 1, because it's easy. 2, because you know people are going to play it. And 3, because games like that work well on a mobile platform because the expectation is so low and they don't really build the game beyond that. So yeah, but the problem is the stores get absolutely saturated with the same game over and over and over again. It gets to the point that you end up downloading like 5 versions of like the same basic thing. It's like, yeah, fine, okay, whatever, that's great. How about some variation? How about we get some different, new, unique ideas? Whatever. Number 2, microtransactions. Now I know what you're thinking, I'm cheating here because I mentioned payments earlier, but you see, microtransactions are one level of hell that are so evil that they need their own little subcategory. You can't just lump it in with payments. Because when I said payments before, I meant about purchasing the game to make it ad-free. So you can purchase a game, you can actually buy a game, you can own it, you can download it, it can be yours completely. There'll be no adverts on it, but there'll still be microtransactions, which means you still can't have everything you want. It's not actually possible in some games to just play the game and unlock things because Everyone wants you to chip in here and pay a little bit here, or watch an advert here to get more coins, and or some virtual currency of bollocks that you don't need, basically, to get something that's not even important to the game. That's something that's cosmetic, like a costume or a design or a level, and these are in all types of games, and it's absolutely horrendous how many of these are in mobile gaming. It's just a shame, really, and it really bogs down games. This isn't unique to mobile games, to be fair, but this is where the whole trend of microtransactions really started, because it's the easiest way for people to make money on the gaming platform, and this is one of the reasons why mobile gaming's never really taken off. It's never really become its own thing, because microtransactions bog down so many games. And the number one problem with mobile gaming is the sheer quality of the games. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, there's some good games on mobile, and I'll give you that. There are some fantastic games on mobile. But most people see these as mobile titles, and if I ignore Apple Arcade for a second, and I try and think off the top of my head what's the best mobile game, I can't tell you without looking at my phone and going through a folder and going, oh, it was kind of good. Charmeleon was good. Yeah, that was a really good game. Oh, Crossy Road's good. A lot of microtransactions in that as well. That Futurama game was kind of okay. Oh, there was a South Park game once. That was all right. Snake. Who remembers Snake from the 90s? This is the problem. There are good games, and there are people that defend you and say, there are good games on mobile, but you can't even name them off the top of your head. And as a platform, this is the biggest problem with it. If you can't name good games off the top of your head, if there aren't at least 5 games that you can say, right, everyone needs this on their phone, these are the best games possible, it's not really a platform. Do you know what it is? Mobile gaming is essentially the YouTube of the video game world. Anyone can upload anything to it, and you'll get varying degrees of quality of it. Some will be good, some will be absolutely tosh. The majority of it's going to be tosh, and that's basically where we're at with it. So the biggest problem is there are not good games on there. Yes, there are things like the Grand Theft Auto Collection which look amazing, but you can get those on a real console. And the question is, why would you not just play those on a real console? So yeah, and that's pretty much my list. So mobile gaming's got a load of issues wrong with them. Luckily we have something called Apple Arcade. If you don't know what that is, check out my other videos, because it kind of counters a lot of these problems. Sort of. Watch the video and you'll find out what I mean by that. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button, and if you've got any comments at all, even if there's stuff like, hey, do this better, hey, could you do this instead, that would help me out and help me get the videos better for everyone else. So I'd really appreciate anything like that. And if you have commented in the video already, thank you so much. Any feedback is generally welcome. If you are liking the videos I am putting out, please hit the subscribe button as well, because that does help grow the channel, and it helps grow the platform, and exposes our videos to more people as well, which is awesome. And that's pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. So have a great one, and I will catch you on the next one.